Hello everyone, this is Dr. Rajendran Mori and today I am here to discuss about therapeutic gardens. So you know well in this course what is garden and what is therapeutic. So I mean the developing the garden for a special purpose. So that special purpose is to cure some diseases. So this type gardens especially we develop for patients. Okay. So this is therapeutic garden. So in therapeutic garden, we grow the some special kind of plants for the purpose of for beauty and also the for purification of environment and also the for some medicines and also the for rest and relaxation of patients and workers. So what is a therapeutic garden? A therapeutic garden is an outdoor garden space that has been specifically designed to meet the physical, psychological, social and spiritual needs of the pupil using the garden as well as their caregivers, family members and friends. So we can say this is a outdoor garden space. So that is specifically designed to meet the requirement of physical. So we can say the for our body, physically we can get the rest and relaxations and also the impact, psychological impacts. So we can say the mental rest too, and social and spiritual needs. That is the spiritual needs mean the directly related to religious of the people using the gardens as well as their caregivers. So this is the using garden who will use doctors, nurse, we can say the medical staff in the hospitals and patients and we can say the caregivers of patients and their family members and friends, etc. So this therapeutic garden is designed for a specific purpose. So where found the therapeutic gardens? So therapeutic gardens can be found in a variety of settings, including hospitals. So in hospitals, we can see the skilled nursing homes. So we can see the any skilled nursing homes. There we can develop the therapeutic gardens for the treatment of patients and also for other uses. Assisted living residences. So in living residences assisted, continuing care retirement communities. So we can say the retired people, they can also take the continuing care and also enjoy the therapeutic gardens and outdoor patients, cancer centers. So we can see the many patients, they have the problem of cancers. So in cancer centers, outdoor patients can use the therapeutic gardens. So this can helpful for the cancer patients and hospice residences and other related healthcare and residential environments. So now you can easily understand the therapeutic gardens, especially for the hospital staffs and patients and residents and also the uh, healthcare peoples, etc. So the focus of the gardens is primarily on incorporating plants and friendly wildlife into the space, friendly wildlife into the space. So the settings can be designed to include active usage such as raised planters for horticultural therapy, activities or programs for passive use such as quiet private sitting areas next to a small pond. So therapeutic gardens are very important for all of us. Now, who benefited from the therapeutic gardens? So this one is also very important thing. You, who will benefited from the therapeutic garden? Number one, patients, then visitors, members of staff. So we can say the hospital staff, and they spending long hours in a hospital can be a stressful experience. So we can say the patients psychologically is in depression or in stress. So patients can use the therapeutic gardens. So in addition to medicines, the environment of therapeutic gardens can uh, mutually benefited for the patients. So we hope patients can recover faster in therapeutic gardens as compared to in only in hospital beds. And also visitors. So visitors they visit the patients or their relatives. They can also enjoy the beauty of therapeutic gardens, and members of staff, so doctors, nurse, and lab boys, and any other supporting staff of hospitals. In free times, they can also enjoy the beauty as well as the environmental benefits from the therapeutic gardens. And they spending long hours in a hospital can be. हेलो, घर पे हूँ। कौन? तो मैं अभी 5-7 मिनट में फोन करूँ, मैं क्लास ले रहा हूँ अभी। Nearby access to natural landscape or a garden can enhance the pupil's ability to deal with stress and thus potentially improve the health outcomes. So this therapeutic garden is plays a significant role to help in the improvement if patients are under the stress, and also improve the health outcomes. Features of therapeutic gardens. So ये therapeutic garden referred to different garden features that have the ability to foster restoration from stress and also have other positive effects on patients, staff, and visitors, and should contain prominent amounts of real nature content such as green vegetation, flowers, and water. So these are the important features of therapeutic gardens: green vegetation, flowers, and water. So I mean these three is important part of therapeutic gardens. So a therapeutic garden referred in different garden features. Okay. So main purpose of this is restoration from stress of patients as well as the staff members as well as the visitors. So therapeutic gardens plays a very important role. History, the idea of healing garden is both ancient and modern. So Cooper, Marcus and Barnes in 1999. So he gave the idea of these healing gardens in both ancient and modern for the therapeutic gardens. And historically, people have always used nature as a powerful healing. So source and as a resource for recovery. Cooper, Marcus, and Barnes, 1999. Persian Garden, the Japanese Zen Garden, and the monastic cloister gardens are some of the examples of a healing environment which appeared throughout history in different parts of the world. So we can say Persian gardens and Japanese gardens, Japanese Zen gardens, monastic cloister gardens. These are the excellent examples of healing environment and which appeared throughout the history in different parts of the world. So Persian gardens, Japanese Zen gardens, and monastic cloister gardens, these are the examples of therapeutic gardens. So the Greeks created healing temples for their gods. The temple for the god Asclepius, god of healing, was built in pastoral settings with mineral springs, bathing pools. Okay, so mineral springs, bathing pools, or gymnasiums and healing gardens. So here people would come to worship, lodge, recreate, and heal. So therapeutic gardens plays very important role. So in this is the mineral springs, bathing pools, gymnasiums, healing gardens. These are the important uh, parts of the therapeutic gardens. So in this, people would come to worship, lodge, recreate, and heal. So in the 19th century, Dr. Benjamin Rush, in the 19th century, Dr. Benjamin Rush was first to document the positive effect working in the garden had on individuals with mental illness. In US, horticultural therapy blossomed after World War II with homecoming soldiers in need to restorative therapy. So we can say the in the United States, horticultural therapy is was also very important. That was popularized after the World War II. Okay, for the restoration of the U.S. soldiers. So this is a important therapy in United States. Since the mid 1980s, research has indicated that gardens, parks, and areas with natural greenery have beneficial effects on human health, well-being, and capacity. So we can say the greenery from the gardens and parks have the beneficial effects on the human health and well-beings. Introduction: quality of life is well-being and healing are phrases that embody concepts being recognized with increasing importance in the 21st century. With increasing importance in the 21st century. So, however, over the last 50 years, with the rapid growth of medical technology and economic pressure, this ancient concept has been neglected presently. So, healthcare costs are climbing. Hence, in hospitals and healthcare institutions, often keep up extensive gardens and landscapes as an important part of healing. So, in the hospitals and healthcare institutions, therapeutic gardens plays a very important role in the healing of patients. Benefits of therapeutic gardening: psychological, social, and physical. So, psychological benefit is important in this, so that can mentally provide the mental relax, okay, due to this garden, and social impact also, and also in terms of the physical, it will provide the rest too. So, types of therapeutic gardens: Alzheimer's gardens, adult daycare programs, and dementia residences, healing gardens, acute care hospitals, healing gardens, acute care hospitals, skilled nursing facilities, and other healthcare facilities. So, healing gardens plays these roles in acute care hospitals, skilled nursing facilities, and healthcare facilities. Rehabilitation gardens, rehabilitation hospitals, restorative gardens, that is the for psychiatric hospitals, and senior community gardens, assisted living, continuing care, retirement communities, and other senior living residences. Cancer gardens, that is the chemotherapy facilities in the cancer gardens. So these are the also part of the therapeutic gardens. And enabling gardens, vocational schools or arboretums. So in vocational schools or arboretums, that is under the enabling gardens, and meditation gardens, that is the related to religious institutions and other faith-based settings. So that is also, we can say, the therapeutic gardens. So that comes in the psychological uh, treatments. Then elements, familiar plantings, so plants that attract birds and butterflies. So we can say the in gardens we grow the ornamental plant that bears the flowers, colorful flowers. So colorful flowers will attract the birds and butterflies, and ornamental plants, non-toxic and non-injurious plantings. Annuals, seasonal plants, summer seasonal, winter season annuals, or we can say the rainy season annuals. These plants we can grow for the short time for the beautification of the in therapeutic gardens. Soil, soil is the medium on that we can grow the ornamental plants, seasonals, vines, trees, shrubs, etc. So that is base of the therapeutic gardens. And sunlight and natural shade. So based on that, the sunlight requirement, we have to select the ornamental plants and we can grow that. Wind and precipitation. Precipitation means for rainfall. So this is a very important thing because based on the rainfall, we have to select the plants. In case of the low precipitation, then we have to select the xerophytic and plants. Or in case of the average precipitation, then we have to select the moderate plants. And in case of the high precipitation, then we can select those plants. They require the uh, high water requirements. So, and natural elements, patios, paved walkings, seatings, landscape lighting, raised beds, shade, and water features, and electrical outdoor activities, outdoor gardens. Okay, so patios. So we can say is these are the different features in the landscapes. So we can say the landscape elements. So in therapeutic gardens also we can incorporate the patios, paved walkings, so zigzag walkways, and sitting. So we can say that we can put the garden chairs for that, and landscape lightings. So we can see the lamp posts, lanterns, all these things. Also the we can say the fountains. Okay. Or in case of the flowering beds like the carpet beds, these things also we can uh, include in the landscape. Shade for we can see the plants, uh, shade loving plants, partial shade loving plants, and full sun loving plants. These two. So water features. So we can see the canal, pond, etc., lake, and running water. These things, and also for the electrical outdoors. So that maybe the music, or we can see the lighting systems in the garden. So these are the natural elements in the therapeutic gardens too. The key design principles are sustainability, orientation, accessibility, socialization, and meaningful activity, or reminiscence, sensory stimulation, or the. So sustainability, I mean in therapeutic gardens, developing the any features that should be sustainable so we can enjoy the for long duration or for long time. And in terms of the orientation, this is also important, and accessibility. So therapeutic gardens we can easily access, or any person for the psychological, physical, social, all these needs. So patients, uh, hospital staffs, visitors, and other pupils can easily access the gardens. Socialization, so we can mix with each other, we can enjoy, and we can make the friendly environment in that. And meaningful activities, so we can do the some social activities that can make the sense, as well as the treatment of patients, all these things. Reminiscence and sensory stimulations, for example flavor, fragrance, color. So these are the sensory stimulations. Plants used in therapeutic gardens are: number one, enhancing the sense of smell to relax scented flowers. So in this one, the good examples are blue bottle, that is the Centuria sinus, and stock Mathiola incana. So stock is the winter season annuals, and lavandula angustifolia, Rosa demisiana is the highly fragrant rose species, and that is the bush. So this is the highly fragrant, as well as the contain the highest odor. species, and lavandula also is fragrant species of lavender. And second group is scented climbers. So star jasmine, Rangoon creeper, that is the Cuscalis indica, and bower vine, jasmine, carmine, Arabian, that is the Jasminum the Jasminum oleander, and Dinkaraja, Sastranum diurnum, and we can say the night queen, that is the Sastrum nocturnum, night blooming jasmines. So these are the examples of scented climbers. So these scented climbers is suitable to plant in therapeutic gardens. Then scented shrubs, Lavandula angustifolia, Ocimum sanctum, passion flower, Passiflora species, Rose marinus officinalis, and balm mint, Melissa officinalis, chamomile, Matricaria recutita, and anti-stress herbs. So these are the examples of scented shrubs that we can plant in therapeutic gardens, and trees for shade, especially in tropical regions. So Indian devil tree, that is the Alastonia scolaris, that bears the greenish white flower, and that is the scented ones, and also provide the shade. So this plant is very useful for therapeutic gardens. And Indian beech tree, that is the Pongamia pinnata. So this is, we grow as a avenue trees for shade. And neem Azadirachta directa indica, this one also is the avenue tree, or this plant we grow for shade, and this is highly useful and have the some medicinal importance too. So now this was your presentation on therapeutic gardens, and at the beginning I told you at the end of this lecture we will solve these some quiz. So in this quiz we have the multiple choice questions. So who benefited from the therapeutic gardens? So in this we have four options. Option A, patients. Option B, visitors. And option C, members of staff, hospital staff. And option D, all of these. So we can say in therapeutic gardens, all of these means the patients, visitors, and we can say the medical staff, they can benefit from therapeutic gardens. Next question, an outdoor garden space that has been specifically designed to meet the requirement. So in this one, also we have the four options. Option A, physical. Option B, psychological. And option C, spiritual needs. And option D, all of these. So correct answer is all of these. So I mean in this one, garden designed to meet the physical, psychological, and spiritual needs. Thank you so much. वीडियो रिकॉर्डिंग की तो करनी पड़ती है मुझे। Hello everyone, this is Dr. Rajendra Maurya and today we are going to discuss about theme park. So in theme park, we have to decide theme before we are starting the process of parks, gardens, etc. designing. So here I would like to give the good example of like water park. Okay, or we can say just like the for Sundial Park and many other different types of parks. So you are looking this image on the slide. So here is the city, and in this hilly areas you can see this park is in this we are giving the emphasis of circular theme. So you are looking here the a big size circle and inside different features of the gardens are also developed in the different small size circles. So in this one the walkways and also in the central part we are putting the flowering trees etc. And except that on the periphery of the circles we are developing the hedges and also the carpet beds also in the shape of circular form. So similar like this, we can develop the different kinds of parks based on the theme. So here in these hilly areas, uh, in the plain areas, we are developing the park in the circular form, and just down you are looking the parking space, and surrounding of this circular park you are looking the hut like structures. So these are the uh, restaurants, so visitors can enjoy in this circular park as well as children and family members. They can also enjoy the breakfast, lunch, dinner and refreshments in the restaurant. So definitions of theme park. A theme park is a place with attraction made up of rides such as roller coasters and water rides. So they usually contain a selection of different types of rides along with shops, restaurants and other entertainment outlets. So we can say in water park is water rides, as well as on the plain areas also we can develop the roller coasters. So in these visitors can enjoy the shopping as well as the enjoy in the restaurants and also the other entertainment outlets. So theme parks can be enjoyed by adults, teenagers and children. So you are looking here the category of visitors. So we can say during the theme parks, when we developing the theme parks, so we can develop according to age groups. So for example, for adults, they like the different and teenagers is different and the small children is different. So accordingly, we have to focus on the prime requirement. What type age groups will enjoy this park. So we have to decide the theme accordingly and we have to develop that. So industry's definition of a theme park. So in this industry's definition of theme park is according to the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions. So based on this IAAPA, a theme park is an amusement park that has themed attractions, be it food, costumes, entertainment, retail stores, and or rides. So you can see here this theme park we can develop. For example, maybe for that particular theme park, its attraction point is, or we can say that theme park is developed for food. So we can say in that park we can uh, install the different installments or restaurants. So in that main attraction point is the different kinds of dishes, different type foods. For example, Chinese, Italians, West Indians, Indian restaurants, and many other types. Costumes. So in this theme park of costumes, different type costumes. So different stalls we can develop in surrounding of this theme park. For example, Himachali, Gujarati, Rajasthani costumes, or maybe the Bengali, Punjabi, Haryanvi, or maybe South Indians, etc. Or in terms of the entertainment, like the uh, trains for children, ridings, or maybe like the hockey, footballs, tennis courts, etc. And retail stores. So in retail stores, different kinds of stores we can develop in the surrounding areas of that. So based on the retail stores, we can develop that theme park too, and for riding also. So types of theme parks. Theme parks can generally be classified into 7 theme types and related attributes as follows. Types of theme park. Adventure. So in this adventure theme park, attributes are excitement and action. So we can see the from the primary attraction in this. So children can excite and ready for actions, and also the sometimes up and down, or we can say the circular, zigzag, etc. So in this one is the frightening. So sometimes visitors, or we can say the children can frighten in that theme parks also. Mysterious. So we can see the we can hide the some mysteries also in that theme park also. And thrill rides. So thrill rides most commonly you can see in the water parks. Then second one, futurism. So this one is the second type of theme park, futurism. So what is in this? Advances in society and technology. And second one is the discovery, exploration of science and technology. So we can say in this one, These type parks are developed based on the science and technology. So here in this, here I would like to give the good example of Birla Auditorium that is situated near the Statue Circle in Civil Lines, and also the robotics, scientific. So in these theme parks, we can develop the various infrastructures based on the scientific themes. So particularly for school students, college students, university students. So this can be a learning point for that. So in this futurism, based on the science and technology. So this one is the not only for enjoyment but also the for learning point too. So science fictions. Then third type of theme parks are international. So flavors of the world, international villages, miniature replicas, scenic sports, and world expositions. So we can see the you have seen in these pictures, and central one is the Great Wall of China, and also we can develop the like hanging gardens of Babylon, and you know the pyramids of Egypt. So, or we can see the Statue of Liberty, etc. So we can say the international monuments we can develop in surroundings of. So here we can say the theme of this park is international. Then next one is the nature. So in this one we have to combine the natural things in this theme. So in this animals. So in most of gardens you have seen the zoo. So different species or different types of animals we keep in the zoo, like lion, tigers. So we can see tigers, Indian tigers, as well as the Australians, and also in animals we can see the other thing is the bird sanctuary. So in bird sanctuary also we can keep the different types of birds